The Netherlands is a major sports country. We have world-class athletes. They have many titles and records to their names. We perform at the highest level in almost all branches of sport. This applies not only on the playing field, but also beyond. SportsNL is the international public-private sports platform. We've started this to connect the business community, government institutions, sports and social organisation and knowledge institutions in a broad network. Top sport requires high-quality products from innovative partners. Science is indispensable in sports. The latest technologies, be it data analysis or the most advanced sport products, they take our athletes further. This does not only apply to professionals, but to everyone. We join our forces, which offers opportunities for cooperation on an international level. At SportsNL, we like to see ourselves as a game changer. If we're asked to construct a state-of-the-art stadium, we'll also ensure it's 100% sustainable. And if we're designing great outdoor sports courts, we'll also make sure we have impact on the neighbourhood, tackling social issues through sport coaching programs. We use our cutting-edge know-how and technologies to create smart solutions that extend beyond sport. Together, we can ensure that by 2030, the Netherlands is seen worldwide as the partner for an inclusive, sustainable and innovative sports experience. Have a look at sports-nl.com and join our activities. Changing the game together.
Hi, welcome to the first open pitch session of the virtual SportsNL event. Welcome, and we welcome contacts from all over the world, and especially also for this pitch session we have a few Dutch companies and also a French company that is taking part. My name is Ruben Dubelaar. I have a company called Greenwave, and I'm also one of the liaisons of SportsNL, and I'll be moderating this session. So this morning we had a roundtable about sustainable sports events with ministries, and we talked about policies and measures we could take to further enhance sustainable sports events. And later during this pitch session we'll see some of the innovations that are out there, so that's very practical and nice to see that. So what we'll do, we'll start with a quick introduction from all the participants, and then everyone has about 3 minutes to do his pitch, and I'll be a strict timekeeper, so please make sure to stick to the 3 minutes. And also for our viewers, we have a Q&A box, so if you have any specific question for the organization or company that's pitching, you can drop it in the Q&A box. But before we start, I would like to introduce Marceline de Koning-Bos. She is the chef de mission for NOC-NSF, the Dutch National Olympic Committee. And Marceline, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
And welcome again, because we had a session this morning. Maybe you can elaborate, and also for the viewers, let us know what we've discussed this morning. It would be nice to kick off this session.
Yeah, we had quite some interesting people at the table and far away. We mainly discussed what is sustainability in sports at the moment and how can we bring it further. And you can definitely see that mobility is one of the key changers, actually. If we have that mobility better, if we can do it better, then the footprint of a festival, of a match, or just sports sector in general will go down a lot, will be reduced a lot.
Yeah.
And then we had lots of issues about if you have just one event or if you have a series of events, how you can change it. But you can definitely see that besides mobility, there's also a huge energy factor. There's nutrition's been said. Water and resources. That's one of the key elements.
Bio-waste.
Bio-waste. Resources. It's interesting how sometimes it's just trash, but you can use trash in another way as well, and then it's grondstoffen. How do you say that?
Resources.
Resources. Instead of trash, it's resources. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm also asking us because those topics, I think they're also the topics of some of the pitches that we're going to see. So you'll be here with me, also be a kind of a two-person panel to see what's out there, and maybe you can also reflect a bit on what kind of pitches that we're going to see would be the low-hanging fruit also for those sports events that are taking place worldwide, and that we discussed this morning.
Yeah, I love to hear all those pitches because there's so many smart people out there, and together we have to be the game changer. So let's do this. Let's
go. So first, let's move over to just a quick introduction from everyone. So maybe in half a minute, introduce yourself and your company, and then we'll get back to the real pitch. Let's first move over to Koen Bakker of Waste Transformers. Koen, over to you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Koen Bakker, or in English, Cohen, and I'm the marketing manager for the Waste Transformers. And a waste transformer is a container where you throw in food waste, and that food waste is turned into biogas or electricity and heat at the site where the waste is being produced, and that value is giving back to the building that's producing the waste.
Already a great pitch, Koen. Thank you so much for that, and thank you very much for joining us. We'll get right back to you. Then we move over to France to Marlène Pivard. Marlène, over to you.
Hi everyone. Hi. Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you for the invitation. I work for Natural Grass. Natural Grass is an innovative company that creates tailor-made and sustainable pitches for stadiums and training centers.
Perfect. Thank you very much, and thanks for joining us, Marlène.
Thank you.
Then we go over to Hydroloop. Henk, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can. Hi. I am Henk Postma. I represent Hydroloop. We are in the decentralized water recycling. Basically, it means, in a nutshell, we clean shower water and you can use it for toilet flushing. And in my role, I am responsible for growing the international network of trading partners.
Perfect. Thank you very much for joining, Henk. Then we move over to Green Matter, to Stefan. Stefan, welcome.
Yeah. Yes, hello, thank you. Thank you for inviting us. My name is Stefan Hofman. I'm director of Green Matter. Green Matter is a young company. It's a joint venture between Lancos Engineered Products, it's a recycling company where I'm also working as a commercial director, and W&H Sports, a company active in the sports industry already for many years. With Green Matter, we have the mission to turn recycled artificial turf pitches again into sustainable products. There are a lot of artificial turf pitches in use nowadays, and we will have to find a solution to get those products, if the pitch is worn out, to get it back into circular products on and around the sports fields.
Yeah, I can imagine that's a big waste stream, of course. So thanks for joining us, Stefan. Then I guess we move over to the first pitch. Koen, I hope you're ready. I think you've a nice video to show. So over to the pitch of Waste Transformers.
Hi, I am Koen Bakker from the Waste Transformers. If food waste goes to landfill and rots, it produces methane, a greenhouse gas that's even more potent than carbon dioxide. This gas doesn't help us to stay under the 1.5 Celsius degrees set in the Paris Agreement. At the Waste Transformers, our team is challenged and driven by this environmental global issue every day. Our modular containerized anaerobic digesters, called Waste Transformers, turn non-preventable food waste into clean local energy and organic fertilizer. This all happens on the site where the waste is being produced, by daily feeding a waste transformer. Companies with a waste transformer on site create their own circular economy around something that would otherwise be wasted. Besides the positive financial impact, the direct environmental impact is substantial. For each ton of food waste diverted from landfill and turned into biogas in our waste transformer, 580 kilos of carbon dioxide equivalent is saved as a replacement for burning natural gas. Tightening legislation coming into force in 2022 on separating organic waste at the source do not only promote, but they also stimulate businesses to think about their own waste management practices. The Johan Cruyff Arena, the football stadium of the national team Ajax, will be co-powered by food waste transformed in our waste transformer. This is an innovative partnership between the football stadium, the municipality of Amsterdam, and nearby corporate offices. Their food waste is being collected by people with a distance to the labor market and transformed directly next to the stadium into electricity and cooling. Scientific tests are being done to see how the natural fertilizer made from locally available food waste can be a replacement for polluting artificial fertilizer being used. We call our concept From Food Waste to Value. We are expanding our global reach to enable more hotels, food production companies, universities, hospitals and other entities to turn their organic waste stream into something valuable. Join us in fighting the status quo of dumping waste to landfill, and we hope you become a waste transformer too.
Yeah, congratulations. That's a very nice pitch to do, Koen. Already live and then the video as well. Marceline, any reflections from your side or any questions you might have for Koen?
Yeah, it looks like it's in a big container, right? The container just be able to be on a ship and be moved around. So it's really scalable?
It is. That's how we invented it. It is a modular installation, so you have smaller waste transformers. They can transform 300 kilos per day. That's only 2 containers, but you can add multiple containers next to it, and you can increase the amount up to 3,000 kilos of waste per day. And we indeed, when you can transport it on a container, on a truck or a boat, we can place it.
That's awesome. We just had in the other session, we had somebody saying, we're just doing this once, and then the event is over. Yep. So they actually don't want to buy it, but they want to rent it.
Yep.
Is that what you do as well?
There are possibilities to place it in large events and use that as a legacy as well to, after the event, place it in a nearby city or at the sport location or in other entities. But indeed, we can take it out of each other or disconnect the containers, put it on a truck and place it somewhere else.
Awesome.
Great story, Koen. Thanks. And stay with us for the other pitches, and maybe we come back to you in the final discussion. So thank you very much for joining us. Then we move over to France, to Marlène. Marlène, I believe you have a video as well, but maybe you want to introduce it.
I think I'm going to talk when the video is on, so I'm going to put it right now under my pitch up.
Do you want us to start the video? Yep.
Yeah, I'm doing. So I would like to present myself. For stadiums and training center in 7 countries right now. Just to give you a few references, we have done the pitches for Real Madrid, PSG, Arsenal, AS Monaco, etc. So how does it work? It's 100% natural grass on top. It's only the structure which is reinforced with a patented technology we have developed in natural grass a few years ago, air fiber, but we have developed other technology as well. Just to give you a word on the story, the idea of natural grass was born 9 years ago when Bertrand Piccard was a consultant for Premier League clubs in the UK. He realized that the problem of profitability for large stadiums was the grass, actually. It was a real blocking point during the off seasons because you can't host some events or concerts or anything. And the only solution on the table was synthetic pitches. For Bertrand Piccard, it was not like the future. He believed plastic pitches was not the future. So he went back to France and he undertook a 4 years R&D program with public laboratories. And he developed a patented technology, a patented root zone. And he equipped the first stadium in France in 2013. And then including the biggest references, so Arsenal, Real Madrid, etc., in Europe and in France. So as I was saying, we work on the project from the design and construction, but also we have maintenance teams, and we assist clubs in the maintenance of their pitches. And to give you a few words on sustainability, I can talk about sustainability for ages because we have developed a lot of things. But I'm going to focus on the reduction of irrigation, on water consumptions. We have done a lot of collaboration with our clients, like with Arsenal. We have developed some partnerships to reduce the irrigation on the training center through the data. And we have done a partnership collaboration with Real Madrid, where we have put a system of box under the pitch to store the water. So you can reduce the water consumption up to 30%, depending on the weather. But so we work every day. We have a team who is dedicated to this kind of matters on this kind of topics, and we assist clubs who want to reduce their footprints through the pitches, to develop new innovative systems to reduce water consumption, but also in trends on everything. So yeah, I'm here for answering all your questions.
Thank you very much, Marlene. And I think that's a very important topic if we talk about sustainable events, water usage, and making more effective use of water. That's one of the main topics. You agree, Marceline?
Sure.
Any questions from your side on?
Well, yeah,
it's not your let's say your expertise. the soccer pitches,
the water,
but the water is. Yeah.
No, but I'm wondering, how do you do the maintenance? Like, what do you use to keep it as good as it is, as when you put it down?
Oh, it's very hard. You have like the moors, but if we want to make an effective maintenance, I think what is key is data, and data is really important to have something you can monitor all the irrigations and what you do, how you irrigate your pitches for the year. With the climate changes, it's more and more important during the summer in France. We have very strong heat waves all the summers. So now we are very aware of what is it to consume water and how to reduce during the summer the irrigation.
But you don't need to use any chemicals in order to keep it right.
We try, now it's impossible for top level clubs to stop completely chemicals, but we have more methods on techniques to reduce it. So now it's very, very low, a very low usage of chemicals. Mm. But if we want to match with all the requirements of the top level with the dates of the championships, you have to put a little bit of chemicals during the summer to avoid any diseases because of the climate changes and the heat waves. You have a lot of diseases that can happen, so you have to prevent your pitch from it. Mm. But we are now developing some solutions who allow us to reduce the usage.
Did I understand it right that the rules say that you need to use it in order to keep it the right quality?
Yeah, if you want to have a good quality pitch, you have to use it a little bit now to keep it in a perfect shape for all the championships. But we are developing some solutions now. I think in a few years, in the upcoming years, we are going to develop solutions that avoid any use of chemicals.
Yeah. It's just interesting how the rules are there.
Yeah, exactly. Rules. It's it has a lot of influence on the market, so to say. Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Marlene, for your story, and please stay with us a bit more. We move over. Well, still talking about water. We move over to a Hydroloop. Henk, over to you.
Yes, if I'm right, you're going to share the presentation. Yes, exactly. It's nice that the topic water has been addressed because that's actually the business that we are in, especially in recycling water. Water conservancy is something that is in sports facilities a pretty hot topic. You find it all over the world that they are conscientious about saving water. And we have a system developed that can help you to save up to 45% on your tap water supply to your sports facility. And that's quite significant. So next slide, please. So what we do is we sustain the sports facility, lower the water and energy usage and costs, and as such also reduce the CO2 footprint of your club. And as I addressed, this is something that people get aware of all over the world, especially in warmer climates, such as in the Middle East, where water is a big topic, but also here in the Netherlands. And from our point of view, if you talk about sustainability, obviously it includes CO2 reduction, energy savings, circularity, but also water conservation. And according to our belief, the easiest way to save water is to clean it and recycle it there where you actually use it. And what we do is therefore we offer decentralized water recycling solutions where each system collects, cleans and reuses the water from the shower, bath and dryers. So next slide, please. So how does it look in a nutshell? You have the Hydroloop machine. It collects the water from predominantly in a sports facility from the showers and bath. It is being processed in the unit. It collects, it processes the water without using chemicals or filtration or membranes. There's a number of technologies used. I will explain them privately to everybody who is interested, but it takes a bit longer than the 3 minutes that we have. But as a result, the output is clean, disinfected water for reuse again, to use, for example, for your toilets, for your washing machine, or for irrigation on your football pitch, or tennis pitch, or hockey pitch. So if you get to the selections of the unit, we have individual units for the smaller buildings and gyms. But if you go to sports facilities, football clubs that are bigger in size, we can cascade the units in order to increase the capacity of the treatment of the grey water. It's modular, scalable, as it says, and suitable for larger clubs and sports facilities. Next slide, please. Well, do we have any proof? Yes, we have. We have in the Netherlands, there's a sports club, a typical amateur sports club, which represents about 60% of the majority of the sports facilities in the Netherlands with regards to football. And they have been using our system from, as it says, from November 2021. And originally, this club has about 700,000 liters of water in usage for the just over 60 showers they have used by all the members that are there, some 600. And based on the experiences that we have after about half a year, is that they will save on an annual basis 300,000 of liters of water per year. That is quite significant. And if you would multiply that on the thousands of sports clubs that we have all over the Netherlands or anywhere in the world, you can have an enormous contribution in water conservation. So I'm already to the end, but feel free to contact us. If what we would like to do is if there's people interested, is to get in touch and we can customize solutions for a particular project and give a recommendation on the expected savings that you have on water and for which you can use it. And that is what we do. Be wise, use water twice. That's basically our saying.
Thank you very much, Henk. That's a great story. And I already see a combination on the irrigation. Maybe know the companies that are pitching can work together on some elements. Marceline, anything you want to point out on this presentation?
Well, I've actually seen it live in action, so I know it.
Great.
yeah. So no, it looks really good. Definitely, I know there's a system also that reuses a shower to shower again, but you still stay on the not reusing it as a shower. But I'm sure that's because of the system.
Well, it's not only on the system, it's also with regards to international legislation. So there is a bit of a movement in the legislation on the quality for shower water. And we are closely monitoring it, because if you could actually reuse a part of the water to shower again, then the savings grow even higher than they are already.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Henk, for joining us. Great story. And like we already mentioned, one of the big topics, of course, as you know. Thanks for Hydroloop and joining this session. Thanks a lot. Stay with us a bit more. Then we move over to, we stay in, let's say, in the court of the artificial grass, the grass. And Stefan, over to you on green matter.
Yes. I believe we also have a presentation that can be shown. Yeah. here we are, Green Matter, recycle the present, save the future. That's our motto. If you can put up the next slide, please. Yes, now, that's one back, please. That would be nice. Sorry, this is the next slide. So, what we saw, what triggered us is that more and more artificial grass pitches are used nowadays. Only in the Netherlands, it's around 2,000 pitches in use. We are a densely populated country, so what we see is a lot of artificial grass pitches because they can play it so many times in a week. So that helps reducing the amount of fields needed. But after about 10 years, the field is worn out and then it has to be recycled. And up till now, recycling was more like separating it into three components: the plastic fibers, the sand infill, and the rubber infill. Especially the plastic part, so the fibers and the backing of the turf has been a huge problem to recycle into new products because it's not an easy product to work with. However, only in the Netherlands we are talking about over 200 pitches a year, which is around 3,000 tons of plastic waste each year. So in order to get that circle moving that you see in the screen, we've designed, worked on a process to really turn this again into sustainable products. So if you can get the next slide, please. So our mission and our vision is to work towards a greener and circular environment. In the top picture, you saw the first artificial grass pitches entered in the end of 70s. Until 2018, there was not really a solution for the recycling of it. What we're now in the era of that we can recycle it, and we try to do it more and more and get more and more pitches recycled. And we have grounded the company in 2020. And since now we have already recycled over 480 tons of materials, which is around about 44 pitches. And we are still going and ramping up. And our dream is that all the recycled materials can get a new life into new products on and around the playing fields. And that's the picture on the left side that you see. So we already have now green pedestrian bridges made from artificial turf. We have maybe sports equipment, maybe even stadium seating. You can think of sideboards around the hockey and the football pitches to prevent the rubber infill from going into the environment. So that is our vision. If we can put the next slide up, please. So, recycling doesn't start with separating everything in three big piles. You also have to go and make some products of it. There we need also the end customers, the municipalities, and they have to work towards a sustainable circular procurement as well. So that's what helps us right now to get this waste stream moving.
Stefan, just a small remark. Just keep an eye on the time, as we see that you have quite some slides left, and we want to make sure that we see everything.
Yeah, I will close off. So, that is in a nutshell what we want to do, and maybe we can skip this slide and move to the next slide. We turn this into all kind of sustainable outdoor products. And then now here you see a whole range of products, and we try to do that in the sports environment where you can really get your product back into new product. And we have lots of ideas to get this even going and towards a total sustainable future.
Thanks a lot, Stefan. I think a great solution for this big waste stream and to turn that also in very usable products around sports or around sports pitches. Marceline, any comments or questions from your side?
Well, since I got this job being the chef de émission, I heard there's such a huge problem in reusing grass fields or so
artificial turf.
Artificial. So and also with the rubber infills before, they were really not healthy, and they are a little bit better. But if I see the rubber infill going as waste next to the field as well, it's just a huge problem. So first I would really like the green grass, but if that's not an option, then it's really good that you can reuse this artificial in some purpose. But I was wondering, the green, because you make other products out of it and everything is green, is that a marketing thing or does it turn out green?
Basically, if you if you recycle it, we don't color it, so the grass is obviously green, and the backing the backing of the grass is normally black, so you get a little bit darker green than that you normally have the pitch itself. But if we would take for example, a tennis pitch, then we could make red products as well. So, or we could color them any other way, but we don't add any other colorants to it.
Nice.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot, Stefan, for sharing this. Any big events you're targeting with your solution? Or customers?
We have done. Sorry?
Or any big customers from big sports events worldwide? Nice things is that we are working closely together with the municipality of Amsterdam, and we've recently installed quite some sheet piling on the Bosbaan in Amsterdam, the rowing arena, and also we're now going to also make the jetties that go to the boats where the people hold the boat before they start. All the decks are going to be replaced by our material. So you will see more and more green around on and around the sports facilities, especially in Amsterdam, and I think also in more and more municipalities around the country. Yeah, perfect. Thanks a lot. And Marceline, maybe nice also for our participants. I realize I didn't introduce you as the chef de mission. Can you just share a few words on what your plans are about with this project?
Well, as a chef de mission, I try to bring together everybody who has something to do with sustainability in sports. Mainly, I was focusing on the Olympic team to make them more involved and share more knowledge. But you can see you cannot only help the Olympic athletes. There's the whole line, the whole sports sector needs to be brought together. Yeah. So as a chef de mission, I try to do that in order to make the sports sector more sustainable. So that's why I have all these remarks, and I'm actually hired to ask the critical questions.
And the critical questions sometimes we need to ask. So thanks.
Especially in this process.
Yeah. Let's do a quick tour. Maybe Koen, any remarks or last remarks from your side that you say, hey, we had a nice pitch session, but I want to add something, or have you seen another pitch that you think, hey, there might be an opportunity to work together?
I really like all the pitches, and since we focus with our food waste also to make natural fertilizer instead of using chemicals, I think it makes really sense to speak with some other companies to see maybe there is a solution that we can replace the chemicals with some natural materials.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and we do have a B2 Match platform that's connected to this event, because, it's a series of events with a round table. So please also use it maybe to make connections to the other companies involved. So thank you very much for participating, Koen, and looking forward to seeing you here next time.
Yeah.
We move over to Marlene. Marlene, any last remarks from your side?
No, it was very interesting pitches, like a lot of pitches on the pitch area. So very nice to listen what's going on in other domains on how we can work all together to make it greener and more sustainable. Yeah. Very happy to be there. Thank you.
I realize maybe that's because we called it a pitch session, that everything is on grass pitches. Huh?
Yeah. Just wondering, are you also helping out with the Olympic Games? Can we see one of your products?
In France, we have a lot of stadiums who are equipped with our technologies to welcome some teams during the Olympics. Yeah.
Nice.
And we have an area in CEP, it's where all the athletes are training themselves, and it's equipped with an hybrid grass technology to make them for the women football team and rugby team too. Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks a lot for joining us, Marlene. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hank, over to you. Any last remarks from your side, or anything on the pitches you've seen, or anything you've forgotten to tell?
It's always great to learn from other companies and share, of course, also the philosophy that we have. And it would be interesting to learn at a certain point who have all been contributing to this multi-daily event. And please feel free to share our details and contact details so that people can reach out to us if they require further information.
Perfect. We'll make sure to follow up with you, Henk, on that. Thank you very much for participating. Moving over to you, Stefan.
Yes, thank you. I think it's very nice to see a lot of innovations in the sports, and I also in my role within Green Matter, I talk a lot to municipalities, and I really see that things are starting to move towards more sustainable thinking, sustainable sport parks. So, and I think the innovations that I've seen here today also contribute to that. So it's very nice to see that.
Thank you very much for participating, Stefan, and representing Green Matter. And good luck with all your upcoming ventures. So thanks to all the speakers. And tomorrow we'll host 2 more sessions on digitalization, so roundtable and also a pitch session. So if you're interested in esports and digitalization of sports, tune in tomorrow. And for Wednesday, we have sessions on innovation and inclusiveness and the legacy part of the sports events. So for now, I would like to thank you, Marceline, for joining me for 2 sessions today. Great to have you here, and looking forward to continue the collaboration on sustainable sports events.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for everyone who tuned in for this session, thank you very much for participating and for joining, and looking forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
The Netherlands is a major sports country. We have world-class athletes. They have many titles and records to their names. We perform at the highest level in almost all branches of sport. This applies not only on the playing field, but also beyond. SportsNL is the international public-private sports platform. We've started this to connect the business community, government institutions, sports and social organisation and knowledge institutions in a broad network. Top sport requires high-quality products from innovative partners. Science is indispensable in sports. The latest technologies, be it data analysis or the most advanced sport products, they take our athletes further. This does not only apply to professionals, but to everyone. We join our forces, which offers opportunities for cooperation on an international level. At SportsNL, we like to see ourselves as a game changer. If we're asked to construct a state-of-the-art stadium, we'll also ensure it's 100% sustainable. And if we're designing great outdoor sports courts, we'll also make sure we have impact on the neighbourhood, tackling social issues through sport coaching programs. We use our cutting-edge know-how and technologies to create smart solutions that extend beyond sport. Together, we can ensure that by 2030, the Netherlands is seen worldwide as the partner for an inclusive, sustainable and innovative sports experience. Have a look at sports-nl.com and join our activities, changing the game together.